But we're still gonna try to get our client Brandon on this video. Let's go try to get him.
I had 2 other builders and I wasn't sure. The small door over there, that's actually, so the reason I did it like this is because
that's that 8" of thickness. That's what made you do the lean-to on it. Beautiful.
Hey man, let's, that may not look as good. Let's talk about it. So we're actually gonna have a guest loft. This is my favorite part. Simulate your building. WolfSteel Buildings has been great.
Awesome, man. We're super lucky enough that our client decided to join us on the video. So I'm gonna ask him a couple questions regarding the process of the building. So first question is, Brendan, how you found us? How you found WolfSteel Buildings, man?
Yeah, so I did research for a while. I had 2 other builders and I wasn't sure, like the communication wasn't there. And then I found you guys on YouTube, and I immediately, I think that night when I found you guys, I sent a message on the website, and then y'all replied back like pretty much instantly. Actually, I think it was the next morning. And so yeah, that's how I came across you guys.
That was me who replied back. Yeah. Awesome, bro. So talk to me about it. Come on, if you want to come over here. So we did notice, and I do want to explain the different size of overhead doors. So this one is a 12 by 14, and that one is much smaller. What made you change? What made you pick 2 different sizes?
Yeah, so the reason I did it like this is because I have my RV is about 12.5 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to be able to, drive it through if I wanted to, or just say it's cold outside, I want to work on it, so I can actually pull it in, work on it. It's not going to stay in there. It's actually going to stay under the lean-to.
Under the lean-to.
Back here.
Nice.
And then the small door over there, that's actually, I'm going to put a lift right inside that small door.
Oh, okay.
And it's gonna, lift the vehicles up for me to work on them.
And that's that 8" of thickness extra concrete we did for his building, where he's gonna put the lift. And you mentioned you're gonna put your RV under the lean-to, so that's why made you do the lean-to on it. That's why you picked the lean-to. Yep. Man, that's awesome, brother. That's awesome, and it's also 20 feet tall. So let's go inside. Beautiful.
So one of the reasons I chose to go 20 feet tall is because we're actually building a house out here next year sometime. So we're actually going to have a guest loft. It's going to be starting at 10 foot and going the rest of the way up. So I'll still have the full garage space, floor space, and then there's going to be a bathroom, shower, a bed, small kitchen upstairs. So
man, I can't wait to see that, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
man.
Me too, man. I'm excited.
One thing, Brendan, is that you picked overhead doors, and not only that, you also pick a lot of upgrades on the overhead doors and the options that we offer. One of the things you pick is the automatic opener. So you have the automatic opener for this overhead door and for that overhead door. I would love for you to try it out, see if how it works.
This is my favorite part. It's quick and quiet. I like it.
Yeah, man. Man, that's awesome. Yep.
So with this one open and that one open, if it's a cold day, I want to work on the RV, I'll just pull it straight in, work on it, and then put it back under the lean-to.
That's so cool, man. That's awesome. One thing that we were pointing out when I was talking to Abel is that the overhead doors, they take away some clearance of the building. Your building is 20 tall, so thankfully for this one, you don't have to worry about that. But for these 2, we're actually going to install the high tracks, and I'm glad you accepted that. So we're going to install the high tracks on the building, that way you don't lose that clearance. How do you feel about that? You happy about that?
Oh yeah, I'm glad we made that choice. Yeah. I think originally we were going to do I had said let's do roll-up doors.
Yeah.
So that it would be all rolled up, bundled up right here. Mm-hmm. And then I think you reached out to me. He's like, hey man, let's, that may not look as good. Let's talk about it. And then I'm glad you did, because I went with the high tracks on these 2. So.
And also, you plan on insulating the building, right, later on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, after the electrical's done, I'm gonna get it all spray foamed. So.
Man, that's awesome. And one thing you want to keep in mind is that when you're insulating the building, you don't want to have roll-up doors. Overhead doors is what we recommend, just to keep that full R value in the building. So yeah, I'm glad you're getting overhead doors, man.
Sweet.
All right, beautiful. So Brendan, what's one thing that you think that you recommend definitely after making this purchase and doing this building? What's one thing you recommend or viewers?
Yeah, one thing I would recommend is, make sure you measure everything out properly. So for me, I actually built the dirt pad myself, and I, drove my truck in, kind of measure like where the door would open, and make sure I had, enough height for the lift and the loft and all that. So I'd really just recommend, you know, like simulate it, simulate your building on what you want. Actually, I drove 3 cars in here. I had a family member and my girlfriend, you know, drive all their cars. Like, okay, let's park here. You go park under the lean-to. Because of that, I was able to size it, and I believe it's going to be perfect.
That's awesome, man. So taking the time to really sit back and measure, go to your site, measuring, drive, even like play around with measuring tape. So really taking the time.
Yep.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, actually, I went out and bought a 50-foot measuring tape from Home Depot specifically to kind of understand the size of it. Because if you look at a building, you can kind of say, oh yeah, that'll be plenty big, and then down the road you'll be like, oh man, I wish I'd have built it bigger.
Wish I had a bigger one. Man, I'm glad you did that, man. And also one thing is that now that we're not just finished with your building, but we're almost finished. How will you describe your experience with WolfSteel buildings? How will you describe the experience?
Yeah, I mean, WolfSteel buildings has been great. I think the communication's been top notch. Every time I had a question, you guys answered it. That's one of the reasons I went with you guys instead of other companies that I was talking to. So I'd say the communication, the builders were nice. I talked to all the builders and they explained stuff to me, and I really enjoyed it. It was a 10 out of 10 experience.
Love to hear that, man. Yeah. Man, thank you so much, Brandon.
Yes,
You're
sir.
awesome, man.
Thank you.
I really think your building is beautiful, and I can't wait to fully finish it out so we can take videos and post it everywhere.
Yeah, heck yeah. Awesome,
right,
thanks.
Well, guys, our client had to leave, but thank you very much, Brandon, for joining us on the video. And thank you guys for watching. This was awesome. I love the fact that I get to, you know, get involved and see these videos, these buildings in person. Because, you know, one thing is telling them and one thing is seeing them in person. And I love the fact that I get to see them in person. And one thing I want to say is that if you guys have any questions or if you guys are looking for a metal building, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Argenis. My information will be right here. And anytime you guys have a question or you guys looking for a next project, just feel free to reach out. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you guys for watching.